China. Hey everyone, welcome to Big Gun 81 channel. Thanks for stopping by, and I'm your host Rick, aka Big Gun 81. Hope you're all doing well today. And from the little intro clip there, you might have guessed we're going to be talking about some Chinese-made products. I'm not so much always a proponent of buying outside of the U.S. Usually, I'm promoting American-made products because I do believe in that. However, I'm approached by a company to kind of give a little preface to this video that sells on Amazon. They said, "Hey, we need some videos on our products that we have. Could you do some for us? So we'll send you some stuff to do." And just to kind of paraphrase through the language barrier, I wrote him back and said, sure, as long as I can give an honest, review of your products and kind of talk about an overview, basically. Because in this video, we're going to be doing an unboxing. The first initial look at some of these products. When I am able to actually install them and use them on a firearm and so forth, we'll do maybe an updated video about the product at that point. But for today's purposes, just kind of give you a little overview of what's out there and kind of some first initial opinions and thoughts and so forth. So let's go ahead and do an unboxing and kind of check out what we got today. Alright, so here's what we've got. We've got a handguard here in the box. We'll do an unboxing on here shortly. We've got a armorer's wrench, armorer's tool, multi-tool. We have an aluminum gas block. Now this is interesting because I always hear people talking about aluminum gas blocks and aluminum and steel and different heating and contraction and expansion and all that kind of stuff, and also about possibly the erosion from the gas and everything going through the block. Also had a couple muzzle brakes, one for the 308 platform and one for the regular 223 556 style setup. So let's go ahead and open these up and everything, kind of take a look. I think we'll start with the handguard, see what we have here. Now, what I will say is, of course, typical China white box, no big frills, nothing there. Probably helps keep their costs low. They don't have to print, the graphics and stuff on it. One thing I do notice about this one, by the way, it does come with the Allen wrench, which is cool. So it has a tool in the package, which is good. I noticed these tags, basically a little string on it and so forth, which is kind of interesting to see, but kind of neat that it actually has a label of some type with a branding on it, which a lot of times you don't see that when you get things from overseas. They don't have any branding or anything on them, which is obviously an important thing here in the US. Kind of helps us rate where things are coming from and the quality level and so forth. Go ahead and open it up. So far it looks pretty nice. A little bit of machining oil on it and so forth. Not horrible. Notice some white dust a little bit in the inside of there, but it's actually wipes off. This one has a little chip on there. Looks like it was dropped on something harsh. Probably not from the box. You can kind of see the shiny spot. But again, we're looking at something that the cost factor is much less than like a lot of the US made handguards. So if you're looking to do a cheap AR build and you want to keep the price low, this could be an option. It is a little weighty compared to some handguards that are 15 inches long. I didn't scale it. I'm not going to bother with that, but because it's not really that important on something this low cost. But overall impressions, it does have the T markings. It has the T and then the right, the left, and then the B for bottom, I guess. It does have the holes where you can put a cap on the end of it as well. But pretty basic. Now, the thing I noticed too is the quality of the machining so far. You look at the positioning of the holes, which I'll try to put it in manual focus so you can kind of see it maybe. So they're not all perfectly even. Some of them are very close to the edge here. Like that one in particular is not spaced evenly. You can kind of tell how this one sits a little bit lower than the rest of them. That's kind of strange. But yeah, so I believe this barrel nut is going to be aluminum also on it. So, alright, so let's see what this tag says. Read it. It says, thanks for your order from us and hope you will like it. LAMNUR is a registered trademark and has been filed on Amazon. We are devoted to selling hunting products on Amazon. We mainly sell Muzzle Brake. Should have you there, guys. We gotta work on our spelling. Combo wrench, gas block, vertical hand grip, upper/lower workbench take, brass knuckles, in parentheses, real metal. Well, if they're brass, we hope that they're real metal. Quad rails of different sizes, and so on. If you want to these or similar products, I don't know if it's want to see or try or do what with similar products, you can search LAMNUR and select your favorites. So it's kind of like it's kind of cool they actually are doing a logo and stuff on it, and says LAMNUR, always with you. Buy from us with confidence, quality guaranteed. Okay, well, like I said, the quality is not 100%, honestly. You can see that in the machining and so forth on here, with the holes and stuff not being totally perfectly aligned and all that. But overall, for like I said, for inexpensive rifle build, say you want to build a 22 for your kid or something, this could be an option. You're going to spend, I don't want to get into exact dollar figures because you can check them out on the Amazon and see what their pricing is, but you could spend, you know, a quarter of the price of what you'd spend on another similar handguard like this, you know, and so forth. So if you just want to do something kind of cheap for blinking, this could be an option, you know. Don't expect the highest quality, but you're not paying for the highest quality. And I would say that with from what I've seen a little bit so far with the rest of these products as well. Now tools, you know, tools are kind of important. You know, you want to have quality tools, but in some regards, you know, you don't always have to have the most expensive thing or the best of the best, as long as it works. And we're going to try this out coming up in a different build, but I just wanted to kind of see real quick on this handguard how their own tool aligns with their barrel nut. And it's going to be hard to see with my focusing here, but some of these holes will probably line up, some probably will not. And that's just because of the machining and stuff. It's kind of hard to even get them all three of these pins. If you can see, there's 3 pins on here and they're supposed to go into these holes, are not quite lining up very well. No surprise. You have to like find just the right set that have the right offset for how they were machined to get them to fit. That said, you guys, you got to work on the quality of your machining of these holes. The locations are really important, especially when you're building both the tool and the piece, the barrel nut that you're actually supposed to be using the tool with. That's like nuts. Have you not fitted these together? Come on. Very disappointed with that. Again, it's inexpensive. Can I put that together? Yes, I can put it together. Will it work? Sure, I'm sure it'll work. The one thing I did notice too is there were no shims in here with this handguard. A lot of times we need shims to put inside here to get the gas tube to line up properly. Which, by the way, one of these holes isn't even machined all the way through. That one's open and that one's open. That one is not. I mean, it's dimpled enough you can put a tool into it, but come on. Anyway, usually you have to have shims inside here to line up the gas tube so that you can line up the notches that are inside here for the, well, let me just take it apart and I'll show you. Alright, let's kind of show you this barrel nut a little bit better. So again, you got all these little holes. These little pegs are supposed to stick in those holes. They don't line up very well at all. See if they line up any better on this side. No. And they're so close to the edge of this material with this aluminum. I'll be honest, the one I had previously that was similar to this, maybe made by the same factory, when you go to tighten it down, the aluminum would deform around the edges, trying to tighten it down to the proper torque. But anyhow, there should be shims that go in here between your, basically your barrel and, well actually technically your barrel extension, so you can clock or align these holes so you can have your gas tube go through it. And then you want them lined up because there's little notches that are made in here from, it's kind of hard to see, but basically whenever you have these holes in here, there's little like grooves, so to speak, for this set screw to grab into. it goes into there. It locks the handguard from rotating. If this outer jam nut, I guess is the way to put it, doesn't stay fully tight or something and it loosens up, helps keep the handguard from like rotating more than just a little bit. Anyhow, that's pretty funny. Their own tool doesn't fit their friggin' barrel nut. That's sad. So moving on, we got the gas block. I'm just going to open this up. I'm curious of how well it fits and so forth, but again, I'm going to do that in a different video. This is aluminum, very lightweight. You know, is what it is. It has the same little tag on it that all the rest of the parts do, with the little twine that holds it in place. Two set screws to hold it on. Comes with the wrench and then the roll pin as well. I'm going to take some photos probably of the gas port inside there, which you can't really see real well on camera, but when I take photos it'll come out better so you can actually see it. And then what I'm going to do is install it on one of my barrels, run it, see what kind of erosion happens over time, because that's going to be something that's going to take some use to probably show up. Also keeping track of if it loosens up and things like that. Now I've got one of their 308 muzzle brakes. Comes with the crush washer, of course. Same tag. This one has 2 little ports on the top, 3 on the side. Does have some weight to it. I happen to have a 308 barrel right here with the muzzle brake loose on my AR-10 build that I'm kind of working on. I'll move the camera so you can see it. So this is just sitting on here loose. Let's just check the threads and see how it threads on, just for the hell of it. Again, I have to take out the range and really see, you know, how it works as far as recoil and stuff and all that, but I'm leaving the tag on it for now. So the threads are nice so far. I know I don't have the crush washer on there, but I'm just burning it on just by hand just to test it out. And you know, there's like, when you loosen it up, there is, you know, a little bit of wobble there, but it does thread on nicely. So I'm sure with the crush washer in place and everything will be fine. Just for comparison, I'm going to take this back off. Just for comparison, I'm just going to run this one on there loose and see how much play it has when it's most of the way on, like the other one was. And there's some play. It's a little bit tighter though. So again, maybe the tolerances are off on that one. We'll see. But anyhow, the other one we have is the Gt3 Muzzle Brake that I picked out. They have a couple different style of these. This one's kind of heavy, honestly. I don't know. I know what it was going to look like when I got it and so forth, but it's got, you know, a couple ports on the side. Hold it this way. You know, 3 ports on the side, 2 on the top, so help with muzzle rise and all that kind of stuff. Kind of a cool design, but it is very heavy, you know. So that's all I can really say about that. I mean, again, don't expect the highest quality stuff. Kind of disappointed in the handguard with the barrel nut and all that stuff. You know, the handguard itself, this doesn't seem horrible. Again, it has a little weight to it, but it's a quad rail, which is kind of like an outdated styling kind of anyway, compared to a lot of the new handguards out there. But it's one that some people like. Again, inexpensive and so forth, but if they can manufacture this barrel nut a bit better, I'd be a little bit more impressed with the quality of their products. But again, pricing versus quality, you know, this thing's probably mass produced and so forth. But out of curiosity, I'm going to grab another multi-tool that I have like this, or combo wrench, or armorer's wrench, whatever you want to call it, and see if that one has issues lining up. Alright, so here's the armor wrench that I've been using for some time. Not as fancy as this one that they sent, because this one has, you know, some extra features on the end here, like a screwdriver tip and, you know, this other style, you know, hook or whatever I call it, I guess, for certain applications and whatnot. But otherwise, this end is very similar. You can see they're probably made in like, you know, the same, you know, same area, factory possibly. I mean, it's very, very similar. Anyhow, again, with my armorer's tool that I've had, same issue. doesn't fit in the holes on either side. That's a huge disappointment though. I was hoping that they would actually have something decent and so forth and all that, but these things are just, this barrel nut is just made like crap. Sorry, hate to say it, but that's what it is. So anyhow, plan on playing around with this stuff a little bit more in the future here. Maybe I'll get them to send me another barrel nut to replace this one, because this one is obviously way out of spec. Till next time, everybody, go out and have some fun shopping on Amazon. I'll put the links below, and you know, beyond that, go out and have some fun shooting.